What is going on, and welcome back to episode 14 of the Director of Football Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. As you can see, it is the 12th of February, so we've gone through the transfer window. We've come back for the Wickham game, but we're going to go through the transfers that have been done. So, as you can see, we've had a few, so it's all of these lads have come in. We've gotten rid of a few players. So Owen Evans has gone to Lincoln, as you were already aware, I think. Just before that as well, Owen Mooney went off to Wrexham's under-18s. Ollie Crankshaw went to Sunderland. How is he getting on? He's played twice. Very good. Owen Evans is Lincoln's number one goalkeeper now, which surprising. And Joe Pickett's gone to Notts County, where he's played 5 league games. Levi Welch has gone off to Eastleigh on loan. He was our under-18s top goal scorer last season, so Eastleigh potentially going to give him an opportunity. Doesn't look like too much of an opportunity. And then Shrewsbury came in and bought 2 of our players. So Bobby Jones was our third choice goalkeeper. Shrewsbury have taken him off our hands, and they took Luke Robinson, who was our third left back. So they've given us a little bit of money. He's playing quite well in League 2 for them, so that's nice for him. But we've brought in Harrison Burke, who is a centre back. 3 heading. He's 6'1", 7 jumping reach, 3 heading, 6 strength, 2 composure. He's never going to make it. Kind of disappointed that we signed him. Then David Wheeler has come from Wickham, who we're playing today. We paid 60k, potentially rising to 66. I'm not sure what the finances involved in this were, but he is one of our players now. He's off to a decent start. He's played 5 games, scored 2 goals. Ryan Alsop came in as a backup goalkeeper, who I didn't actually set his training. When Owen Evans left, he came in, just was a championship goalkeeper for Wickham last season. Brought him in as a first choice goalkeeper. He's not going starting. We also then went off. The Director of Football went off then and signed George Sykes Kenworth, another goalkeeper who was previously of Derby and Bradford City. Never going to get a game. Just third choice goalkeeper, I guess. And then the weirdest transfer, Temi Babalola from Concord, was trained at Romford. So this guy is like unnatural amounts of non-league. He's played 13 games in his career, scored 1 goal, played 8 and didn't score a single goal for Concord in the Vanarama South. He's now in our under-23 squad. He's not great. We're teaching him to be a complete forward, just so I can try and get some of his attributes up. Don't think he's ever going to get a game for us. And then Adam Desbois. Desbois? Is he part French? No. Okay. Desbois. Was at Reading, Hartley, and most recently Brighton. Was released by Brighton, and then we brought him in, and he's not great. So I'm not too worried about him. The team pretty much hasn't changed. We are losing Kyle Joseph to Queen of South for a free at the end of his contract. He had a decent season last year, 21 games, 5 goals, and 2 assists. Only played twice this year, was a bit meh. Dropped into under 23s, and then Queen of the South came in and signed him. So, didn't mean to click that one. So since you were here last in the Sunderland and Portsmouth games, we went and beat Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup third round, 1-0. Which was delightful. Stansfield scoring. Then we beat Rochdale 2-0. Rob Senior and Stansfield scoring. Then against Peterborough, we absolutely dominated them. Rob Senior with a brace, Stansfield and McHugh with goals. And then we slipped up against Plymouth, Telford and Jepcot. Absolutely dominated us. We could not stop them. They were so much better than we were. Then we went and played Bournemouth in the 4th round. We got smashed. Troy Parrott got a hat-trick. David Brooks scored. They looked good for that game, to be fair. You could tell they were a Premier League team, and you could tell that we definitely were not. And then we played Fleetwood, and it did not go well. We scored, then they scored, then we scored, then they scored, then they scored twice, and we scored right at the end of our 75th minute. Just it was very back and forth, but there was no way we could come back, unfortunately. We did go very attacking for the final 15 minutes. Nothing came of it. Very disappointed. Team played terribly. Less than ideal. Then we played Charlton, and we were quite good. David Wheeler manages to get himself a cheeky little goal in that game as well. I think it was 25 seconds or something into the game. So happy days. Gavin Massey scored as well. He's been in mixed form recently. And then against Gillingham, 2-2. They scored right at the end. It was a kick in the teeth, but Will Keane managed to get himself his first goal in 10 hours, I think it was. And then it just kind of, the game opened up a little bit in the second half. And for the final 15 minutes, there was 3 goals scored. So it's kind of what you want. We are still sitting atop the league, but because we did drop points and every team around us didn't, means that we're only 3 points clear of Peterborough with the game in hand, who play Fleetwood today. So hopefully Fleetwood take points off them. Barnsley are playing Bristol Rovers, so that's a tasty little clash for them. We're playing Wickham, and then Portsmouth play Gillingham, who took points off us recently as well. The fact that Wheeler is playing at left wing for us today should be an interesting one, because he is just after joining us from Wickham, and we've had a little bit of an injury issue. Quite a few of our players have been out injured. Dan Smith recently picked up an injury. He's just not fit to start this game. The poor form started around the time that Beckles went on holiday, so interesting to kind of make a mental note of that. But we have Dillo starting a goal today, Dackers, Cogley and Pearce as our wingbacks, Obi and Beckles in central defence, Evans and McHugh as the centre fielders, Marshalls and Wheeler as our wide men, Senior and Stansfield starting up front. The Director of Football did offer a contract to Mackenzie O'Neill, the young Northern Irish wide man, but instead of offering him a contract that extended his time at the club, he gave him a pay rise and gave him a 6-month contract. So I'm not 100% sure what that was about, because he'll have to re-sign a contract with him in the not too distant future again. So I'm a little bit confused. Oh, Alec Marshall, his second of the season. We're one up against Wickham. He offered him a contract, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's great. We signed him for another year or two. And I looked at it and it was like 6 months. So I'm not sure what the Director of Football was doing, but 6 months for whatever reason. The Director of Football did try and sign Mario Mandzukic, which I thought was interesting. Of all the players, Mario Mandzukic, but he rejected us because the wage wasn't high enough. And then the next day, I think decided, or well, after he got offered a contract by Wigan, probably went, do you know what, maybe football's not for me anymore, and announced he was retiring. So we officially made Mario Mandzukic retire. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we've Stansfield through straight at the keeper. Yeah, I think the Director of Football gave Evans a new contract, and other than that, he hasn't offered anyone else. And we had 24 players, or was it 42 players? I think it was 42 players were running out of contract, and one of them got offered a 6-month contract, which just made no sense, and the other one was offered, I think Evans is here for 2 more years. Most importantly, I signed a new contract. I've signed a 2-year contract on $2,000 a week. So happy days. We can afford to, not be living in a hotel anymore. So we will have a look at the beautiful ball in. David Wheeler, 14th of the season, his 3rd for the club. We'll have to have a look and see what we can afford to buy in the Greater Wigan area. See if we can find ourselves a new house, because we've been living in a hotel for the last season and a bit. So, almost 2 years now. So we took over fairly early on. It's been an interesting first half so far. We've managed to boot that one away. But yeah, it's I decided when they offered me the contract, when I came up saying that they were going to offer me the contract, I was kind of going, if it's less than 1,500 quid, I'm not going to take it, because everyone knows that in Football Manager, when you got offered a contract, you cannot increase it much more than what they've offered. So I think it's a 2.1k a week contract. They offered me 2. I decided to take it, and we'll see what happens, because there's not many jobs going at the minute that I'd be able to get, because I'm still only Stansfield with another one, 25th of the season. I think this is 20th or 21st of the league season. Stansfield. Oh, Stansfield is a beast of a striker. If you haven't already tried to sign him, give him a chance. The guy's pretty good. But yeah, it's been a good time. We've had ourselves cheeky little bit of good form. Stansfield's just put that one wide. Yeah, we've had a decent run of it. It's been nice. We're top of the league. Can't complain. If we get promoted, it'll definitely make a huge difference to our reputation. We won't have to worry so much then about, potential jobs in the future. I really do want to do another. I want another job other than the Wigan one. The Wigan one is fantastic. I love managing Wigan because it's my favourite club. I'm a supporter of Wigan. So it's nice to be in charge of your own club. But I do want to progress. I want to move country. So ideally our next job wouldn't be in England anyway. I would like to manage in Holland, because I haven't done that in a couple of years. Or maybe Portugal. Portugal was one that I didn't manage in for a long time as well. Stansfield, he's hit the post and the crossbar. That was quite close. Almost got ourselves a cheeky goal there, but we didn't. McHugh, I was going to replace McHugh for today's game, and I decided against it. I feel like I should have gone with my gut and brought Marion to play for him. Opie's having a bit of a poor game. So I'm going to bring Diaco on, who's been in very poor form recently. But I'm going to give him a chance. See if he can do something. Because everyone in the last game played really well, and then Diaco made a mistake and gave Gillingham I think it was their first goal. Wheeler. That was over the line. That was so over the line. Oh, I'm calling hacks on that one. We'll take Rob Senior off for... No, we won't. We're going to take off Wheeler for Gershall. Gershall and Alec Marshall, 2 of our youth prospects, playing on either wing against 5th place Wickham. This is how you know that we're doing really well. I did ask the club as well to increase our... Do it? Why are they telling me to take Daryl Horgan off? Is that a bug? Did I get them to take Daryl Horgan off? No, I haven't. Imagine if you could tell an opposition player to leave the pitch. Alec Marshall is on the way through. Oh, he gets Gape, absolutely destroys him. But we're going to come away from this game 3-0 winners. What more could you possibly... Well, I suppose could have some more goals. Pierce had a good game actually as well. He's been person number 1. Can't fault you for your effort. Nobody expected us to win. You gave everything. So basically what you're saying is if okay, I'm just not going to go. I'm just not going to... What? I'm not sure what happened there, but I don't know what happened. Can anyone explain what happened there? Answers on a postcard, maybe. I'm not sure what happened, why it gave me all of those, because maybe there was an issue with the code and the game freaked out and went, these are your options. And then when I picked it, it went, no. Is my game broken? We're still awaiting media reaction. I'm not sure. What have I done? What have I done? Have I broken it? Beaten Wickham? Was that like unacceptable? And the game has decided that we're not allowed to beat Wickham. Yeah, just I don't know how long this is going to last. So I'm going to do is bring you back in just a second so we can have a look at what games we're going to come back for in the next episode. Okay, so that screen took 5 minutes or so, maybe 6 minutes. to disappear. But I had to look back at the recording, and we did Wickham's team talk. I didn't realize that, so that's why we were getting the person number one. So we did Wickham's team talk at the end of the game. I'm not sure. I feel like I should tell Football Manager about that, but I think I should tell SI that happened. That's strange. I've never had that happen in all my time playing Football Manager. But you will have seen, I think, did I see Peterborough won their game? So we've done well. I really want to save the game because I'm terrified something's going to happen. We take on Tranmere next. We could be in for a decent time in the next couple of games. What was the result in the last game? So Peterborough beat Fleetwood. Oh, Tranmere played Plymouth. Who else are the important teams in our game? So Barnsley beaten by Bristol Rovers, and we beat Wickham. So we've basically tightened everything up down here because Crewe beat Newport. I didn't even look at them. Portsmouth beaten by Gillingham. Go on, Gillingham. That's what I'm talking about. Get in there, sons. Lads. Boys. Men. Pierce gets man of the match. Defensive work was joy to behold. Bristol Rovers continue their unbeaten form. Bunch of random players are coming up. I scout all the players constantly when they come up and they're like, hey, do you want to scout this player? I'm like, yeah, just keep scouting them. Do whatever you have to do. I have no interest in looking at any of it because it's got nothing to do with me. I'll just find out when players arrive. So next episode we are going to come back and we are going to take on Lincoln and Preston, and then at the end of the season we'll do, or do we just jump ahead to the end of the season? No, because we could still, there's a title challenge. As it stands right now, we'll come back for Lincoln Preston. Or Accrington Lincoln. Yeah, we'll come back for Accrington Lincoln. Because then we should have, somewhere in that time, we should have our youth intake as well. Should be interesting. We have a Turkish guy who's supposed to be savage coming through. And then, depending on what happens in the league, we might be coming back for a win at some point. Just to have a quick look at the youth intake, we've got a healthy number of fullbacks in the pipeline. We have a decent potential centre-back space coming through. The forwards, we have a forward who's Turkish, who looks like a decent prospect. So we'll see what happens in that. And next game, or next episode, could potentially win the league if things, I can't imagine we will. But Accrington and Lincoln in the next episode. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Maybe get on to SI and tell them to watch this episode. And I'm going to do the same to let them know that there is a bug in the game where you can sometimes do your opponent's team talk. Definitely not what you're supposed to be able to do. Thank you for watching, fellas, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!